What is up, guys, and welcome to a casted Age of Empires 4 1v1. Today we are going to be taking a look at a game on the map Ancient Spires between, in the blue, playing as the Abbasid dynasty, MarineLorD, and his opponent in the red playing as the Chinese. He is 3DB. So Ancient Spires is a hybrid map in Age of Empires 4 featuring pawns scattered throughout the map with shorefish. Occasionally you do see some deep fish in there as well if the pond is big enough. You can see right here. The map is a lot of fun in my opinion. Thus far it does have a tendency to spawn somewhat unbalanced map gens though, as the distance between players to the pawns has a tendency to be a little unfair, as well as the resource distribution between pawns and those distances is a little bit inconsistent, but regardless, it is a ton of fun. I personally really enjoy it. Abbasids are normally my pick on this map, and we can see that the StarCraft 2 Pro MarineLorD has gone for the Abbasids himself. He's opening heavy on wood. Got his scout out here trying to find all the pawns, and he will be moving off a villager to start docking very soon. So docking and getting fishing ships is very, very strong in Age of Empires 4. The food income that you're pulling in from these ships is substantial. Enough to, support your entire economy, depending on your feudal age strategy on the fishing ships alone. So obviously, in a map like this, it's going to be advantageous to identify where your opponent is docking and see if you can do any strategies to interrupt that food economy. So 3DB on the other side, playing as the Chinese, he is naturally going to be aging up quicker, as he Chinese bonus letting him build buildings and landmarks faster. So he is going to have the advantage of an earlier age up over the Abbasids, as the House of Wisdom is coming down from MarineLorD. But Abbasid are going to be very strong on hybrid maps as a civilization bonus. They do have docks costing them 50% less. That's actually quite substantial. 50% cheaper docks, allowing MarineLorD to get up more docks, more fishing ships. Pip. 3DB rather. Got the previous game I casted on my mind. 3DB is actually milling his deer right here on the right, and he does have the Imperial official supervising this building, so that means that the Vils dropping off the food here are going to be doing it at a better pace. He also has one Imperial official on his lumber camp, and he is getting a barracks up early, so he may be thinking about some spearmen. Neither player having gone for a dock quite yet. It looks like MarineLorD still getting the scouting intel on his pawns. Sorry, never mind. Completely missing the dock on the right side here. My mistake. But MarineLorD already with 3 fishing ships on a dock on his right pond. I don't see 3DB yet taking any fish, though. I believe that is definitely a mistake on his part, as the fishing economy, as we said, is so strong. You can see these carry quite a bit of capacity, and it gathers very, very fast from the deep water fish. So MarineLorD getting a ton of food economy here. Meanwhile, the Chinese player, I believe, he's just looking to rush some spearmen. Gonna try to be aggressive. A lot of sheep in tow there. And still no dock going up. The Abbasid player is up on his way to the feudal age with the military wing, opting not to go for the economic wing and the fresh foodstuffs in favor of the military wing to play aggressive in the feudal age. The primary backbone of his eco is going to be with the fishing ships anyway, so the saved 25 food per vil is really not going to be that impactful on a map like this and the strategy that MarineLorD is going for. 3DB really trickling the spearman now and going to his dock here. The 4-minute 30 mark is definitely quite late as far as Ancient Spires goes, so definitely a mistake on the part of 3DB. As you can see, MarineLorD already with 6 fishing ships in this pond. His food income per minute is 386. Versus 360 of the Chinese player, so he's doing a nice job keeping up with the supervised mill. And he got the tech there, but this hunter not going to last forever. Meanwhile, MarineLorD has a very strong long-term source. There's 1,000 food per shoreline fish, 2,000 per deep water, whereas these hunts are only 350 apiece. The spearmen have found the dock here of MarineLorD, and this was a strategy that I was alluding to earlier. Rushing the dock, burning this down is going to prevent the Abbasid player from actually returning any of this fish, so he needs to send some army out to deal with this when he is in the feudal age to try to reestablish this dock. Definitely wants to keep that up, as that's going to be a lot of food and a lot of fishing ships about to go idle. Feudal age in for MarineLorD. Double ranges immediately. Obviously the play, given how many spearmen he is seeing on the field from 3DB. Dock goes down for MarineLorD, and now 3DB with the stable fish eco. Stable, I mean, he's got one fishing ship. Gonna be finishing off with that hunt soon, and MarineLorD needs to reestablish control over this area of the map. Another dock is coming up in the topmost pond as well. He's got 2 fishing ships there already. He can transition into this leftmost pond as well. I've heard it said that the number of fishing ships you should make in a pond is equal to the number of fish in the pond itself. So I've heard that 7 fishing ships in a pond with 7 fish is not a bad strategy. Not sure the math, but that sounds not bad and plays out pretty good in my experience. Spearmen now harassing this dock as well. So MarineLorD needs to start massing up some archers and look to keep his docks safe. This one, unless MarineLorD can get here in a hurry, likely in danger of going down as well. 3DB committing heavily to the Dark Age. He's not even close to clicking up. He's committing heavily onto the spearman spam. How many stable barracks does he have, rather? Oh, sorry, he's actually already up. He's got the Barbican of the Sun defending the defensive landmark that's going to be keeping his front gold and some of his wood lines safe here. Camel Archer is actually the play for MarineLorD. Fair enough. I'm surprised he had the food to afford these, given that his dock got burnt down. But he has a Ville replacing that. That's quite nice. And these Camel Archers with a bit of micro are demolishing the spearmen. And now MarineLorD will look towards his transition. Going to be dropping a stable to complement his Camel Archers. Camel Archers, obviously, with the mobility on a map like this, very, very strong. And it's going to give MarineLorD the ability to play all over the map. And they have a ton of damage output, these guys. 10 base damage, so very, very strong. It's double that of an archer. As you can see, the archers with 5, Camel Archer with 10. Is mixing in the archers as well, knowing how heavy on spears that 3DB was. And now MarineLorD with the counterattack is going to be doing substantial damage to these fishing ships. The dock does heal boats in its area, as well as you can use fishing ships to repair other ships. So he could technically use like a fishing ship to repair this, but at this stage of the game, 3DB pretty much having to just give up on this, as he doesn't have the military to push this back right now. Back at home, though, 3DB is massing horsemen. Obviously, given that MarineLorD is heavy on archers, he's making that transition. Makes a lot of sense. But he is going to have to get his numbers up, and he is going to have to be wary of the Camel Archers that we saw in play from MarineLorD. Walling his bills into a triangle here is 3DB, but there's nothing left inside. And MarineLorD is going to get a lot of damage done here with the Camel Archers. Going to loop around it. Ideally, well, I guess this wall actually zones it pretty well. It funnels MarineLorD kind of into the Barbican. He could pressure from this side, though. Meanwhile, the horsemen from 3DB coming back here and actually coming in time to save his fishing ships. So great job there from 3DB to keep that alive. That being said, though, a lot of units here for MarineLorD, especially with the Camel Archer applying the debuff. 20% less damage. The cav is going to be the damage output from the cav from 3DB. But it looks like it is actually a pretty decent cleanup for 3DB, and MarineLorD gonna have to go a little bit heavier on the horsemen, or maybe into barracks units. Yeah, it is actually going to be a barracks, and likely he's going to be going for phalanx, hardened spearmen coming in as well. So he's going to be going spearmen to counter the heavy horseman switch from 3DB. And 3DB really needs to be aware of that. His food eco is a little bit of a mess right now, as he's going to have 28 vills on that one bush. Meanwhile, MarineLorD, he has boomed heavy into the stock, 10 fishing ships. He's got another 8 in the top pond, and he is now moving into this left pond we mentioned earlier as well. His fish economy is just simply going to be so strong right now. MarineLorD regrouping, gathering his forces, dropping another barracks. Buildings is he on? He's actually on 2 range, 1 stable, 2 barracks at this time, queuing up a lot of spearmen. That hardened upgrade on the way. And he has a decent amount of horsemen as well, so he could very soon think about making a push. The 1 camel archer, cheeky, really nice in there. To get the camel uneased, as well as he went military wing, so he's getting this camel support tech that he researched at the House of Wisdom, and that gives all of his units surrounding it, the infantry units, they gain armor when they're around the camel archer, so that's going to buff up his spearmen as well as his archers. Fight coming in here now. MarineLorD with the numbers though, the better passive buffs on his camels. This is a great composition against horsemen here from MarineLorD, showing the power of the military wing, and now MarineLorD looking to turn things the other way and go aggressive. And chases off the horsemen and makes a beeline for the fish economy of 3DB. Gonna be looking to burn down this dock. That is gonna stop all of that food production that 3DB has. 3DB gonna try to rush in with the horsemen and take an engagement, but the military wing upgrades here, coupled with the unit comp that MarineLorD has, should make this a very easy cleanup for MarineLorD. That 1 camel in there is doing so much right now. You can see it's buffing a lot of MarineLorD's units, as well as debuffing the cab. 3DB easily fought off. MarineLorD now back and focused on burning down the dock, taking care of these fishing ships, and this is looking like clinical play right now from the StarCraft 2 Pro, and he is on his way to the Castle Age as well with the Culture Wing. He knows the ins and outs of this map very, very well, and he is playing it extremely strong right now, showing why he is one of the best players in Age of Empires 4 right now. MarineLorD going to be skirting around the Barbican of the Sun and looking to pressure from the right-hand side into 3DB's base. And he is not going to be meeting much resistance. 3DB only has the horsemen to defend. MarineLorD rushing in with the horsemen, but he's just going to simply wait for his main army to come in with a lot of hardened pikes in there as well. And 3DB simply has no answer for this comp, as it's all 3 main units here, spears, archers, and horsemen from MarineLorD, and 3DB taps out, cannot deal with that. Clinical play from MarineLorD. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.